After a difficult delivery, Oyin gave birth to a baby girl when she was just 15 years old. Once Oyin had recovered, she noticed that visitors frowned when they saw her baby. In the village of Molowo, not far from town, lived a girl named Oyin. As the sixth child in a family of 10, Oyin's life was shaped by the complexity of a polygamous household. Her father, Chief Akinde, was a successful farmer with 3 wives. Oyin's mother was the second wife with 3 children of her own, making Oyin the second born of her mother and the 6th child of her father. Oyin's mother sowed vegetables in the village, and Oyin, along with her siblings, helped her on weekends and after school. Life in a polygamous home was fraught with rivalry and envy, particularly because Oyin's mother was favored among the wives. Chief Akinde followed a traditional belief that only one male child should be educated, which meant that only his first son, Tade, had his school fees covered by Chief Akinde. The other children, including Oyin, were supported in their education by their mothers. Despite her modest earnings from selling vegetables, Oyin's mother was determined to ensure all her children could attend school. Oyin, a bright, beautiful girl, excelled academically and was a top student in her class. Her dedication to her studies and her support for her mother and father won Chief Akinde's admiration. In a surprising shift from his traditional beliefs, Chief Akinde decided to sponsor Oyin's education, rewarding her for her academic brilliance. This decision, however, sparked jealousy among the other wives, especially the third wife, Titi. Titi's children, unable to afford schooling, were relegated to learning trades. Titi, who used the allowance from Chief Akinde to maintain her appearance and stay updated on village gossip, was bitter about Oyin's success. She devised various schemes to tarnish Oyin's reputation, including false accusation of theft. Despite Titi's efforts, Chief Akinde remained steadfast in his support for Oyin, questioning why only Titi's belongings seemed to be targeted. Titi's resentment grew as she watched Oyin return home in her school uniform, adorned with trophies from academic competitions. Fueled by jealousy, Titi began plotting to undermine Oyin's future and end her promising academic career. On a fateful day, Oyin was returning from hawking vegetables when she was accosted by 3 men. They forcefully took her to an abandoned building and subjected her to a brutal assault, forcefully raping her. Her cries for help were silenced by a cloth covering her mouth, and the attackers left her in a state of severe pain and trauma. The aftermath of this horrific event brought immense sorrow to Oyin's family. Her mother, already struggling to make ends meet, was devastated by the incident. Chief Akinde, who had previously been swayed by Titi's jealousy and manipulative schemes, was forced to confront the grave consequences of his neglect and the toxic dynamics within his household. Titi's pretended sympathy made her seem innocent, but she was actually behind the attack on Oyin. All attempts to find the culprit failed because Titi had hired young men from a nearby village to do the deed. Though it was hard, Oyin's mother, Inyuade, tried to move past the incident and focus on Oyin's recovery. 2 months later, Mr. Benson, the principal of Oyin's school, called Inyuade to an urgent meeting. When she arrived, she saw Mr. Benson looking concerned. Mr. Benson, I'm worried. Is everything okay? She asked. Mr. Benson said, Mrs. Inyuade, we are trying to sort things out. Yesterday, Oyin's teacher noticed she was acting strange, sleeping in class, and looking pale. We did some tests, including a pregnancy test, and it came back positive. Inyuade was shocked. It can't be true. She cried, and other teachers came in to console her. Mr. Benson, feeling sympathetic, continued, I'm sorry, Mrs. Inyuade, but the school policy doesn't allow pregnant girls to attend classes. You need to be patient with her. It's not her fault. She was attacked. Back home, home, Iyuade and Oyin struggled with the news. Oyin, understanding the situation, cried uncontrollably, and soon the news spread to Chief Akinde and his wives. Poor girl, let's see how she will continue her education with pregnancy, Titi said, feeling accomplished. Chief Akinde, angry and disappointed, couldn't stand seeing Oyin anymore. Iyuade, feeling hopeless, had to accept the situation. Oyin, unable to stop crying and even attempting suicide, prompted her mother to keep a close watch on her. Iyuade made sure Oyin always followed her to the market where she sold vegetables and never left her alone. Oyin's friends avoided her and some mocked her as her pregnancy became more noticeable. Over time, Oyin accepted her situation and asked her mother for help to start a small business so she could save money to cater for her baby after delivery. Iyuade helped Oyin to set up a food business. Oyin would buy corn, soak it, grind it, and make corn pudding. She would carry the corn pudding and oak it early in the morning. In the afternoon, she cooked rice wrapped in a leaf with soup and oak it to sell to workers at local workshops. Gradually, Oyin saved enough money for baby supplies. By the 9th month, she went into labor and was taken to a local clinic. After a difficult delivery, Oyin gave birth to a baby girl when she was just 15 years old. Once Oyin had recovered, she noticed that visitors frowned when they saw her baby. Curious, she asked to hold her. The nurse handed her the baby, who looked healthy but had a large, slightly misshapen forehead. Oyin understood why people reacted negatively. The nurse smirking said, "She looks just like her father." Though hurt by the comments, if you look closer, you will see she's a beautiful girl. She said this to comfort herself, knowing her baby might not be conventionally attractive, but no matter what, she was her daughter and she loved her deeply. Oyin named her daughter Ewa, meaning beauty, a name meant to reflect her hopes for her child. Despite Beauty's appearance being met with disapproval in their village, Oyin was committed to nurturing her daughter's self-confidence and ensuring she felt valued and capable. A month after Beauty's birth, Oyin resumed her daily hustle. She would wake up early, dress Beauty, and carry her on her back while she hawked corn pudding in the morning and wrapped rice in the afternoon. The profit from her sales provided for both herself and her baby. The situation was made harder by the fact that few wanted to help her with Beauty, as many considered the baby too unattractive to assist with. As Beauty reached her first birthday, Oyin began a series of thoughtful efforts to boost her daughter's self-esteem. Oyin celebrated Beauty's smallest milestone, whether it was her first steps or a new word. Oyin's enthusiastic praise made Beauty feel proud and encouraged her to strive for more. At meal times, Oyin gave Beauty simple choices like selecting between two fruits or choosing a cup. This practice made Beauty feel her preferences were important and enhanced her sense of autonomy. Oyin took Beauty on small adventures around their home and garden, letting her explore at her own pace. This helped Beauty gain confidence in navigating new environments. Oyin consistently used positive self-talk, saying things like, "It's okay to make mistakes. We can always try again." This taught Beauty that persistence was essential for overcoming challenges. Oyin also introduced Beauty to small manageable tasks such as putting toys in a box. Celebrating these successes helped Beauty build confidence in her abilities. Despite the village code reception, Oyin arranged playdates with friendly, open-minded family. These interactions helped Beauty develop social skills and confidence with other children. Oyin's love and support remained constant, ensuring Beauty knew her worth was not determined by her appearance. When Beauty faced challenges like fitting puzzle pieces together, Oyin guided her through the process rather than solving it for her. This approach built Beauty's problem-solving confidence. Oyin allowed Beauty time for independent play, fostering self-reliance and pride in her imaginative activities. Each night, Oyin read Beauty stories about characters who overcame obstacles obstacles and embraced their uniqueness. These stories inspired Beauty to believe in her special qualities. As Beauty grew into a 5-year-old, her confidence was tested when she started school. Despite being bullied and called names like headmistress due to her appearance, Beauty remained resilient. She would share her school experiences with her mother, who would reassure her, saying, "Your classmates haven't yet seen your worth. Soon, they will realize that the beauty you carry within will shine for everyone to see." With Oyin's unwavering support, Beauty became focused and dedicated. She participated in school activities, including sports. Despite the occasional taunts, her determination led her to excel in relay races and long jump. As she often won first place in school competitions, her achievements began to shift perceptions, and her peers, initially put off by her appearance, started to seek her friendship. As Beauty continued to excel, she began representing her school in competitions and winning trophies. She also helped her classmates with assignments and became a welcome presence in their homes. Through Oyin's dedication and care, Beauty learned that true beauty comes from within and that she was capable of great things. With newfound confidence and a spirit unshaken by others' judgment, Beauty began to shine brightly in her unique way. Throughout the year, Oyin owned a small restaurant where she sold food in the village. She also took on cooking contracts for events in the village and its surroundings. This made Oyin more comfortable and allowed her to fund her daughter's school expenses. At 27, Oyin met a young man named Jide and they got married. Jide was a 35-year-old man who lived in a town not too far from her village, Molowo. Jide was a trader dealing in fabrics. He promised to take care of and adopt Beauty as his daughter. A year after their marriage, Oyin gave birth to twins, a boy and a girl. Jide used this as an excuse to stop financing Beauty's education, claiming he could not afford the cost of a larger family. As a result, Oyin had to resume covering Beauty's academic expenses. At 17, Beauty completed her secondary school education. By chance and excellence, she received a university scholarship by being the top student in her community. This was a tremendous relief for Oyin, easing the burden of Beauty's high university expenses. Beauty enrolled in a prestigious university on a scholarship to study law. During her first week, classmates were hesitant to befriend her. Some whispered insults, commenting on her appearance and making her feel alienated. When a lecturer called her name, Beauty, the class erupted in laughter, with one colleague mockingly saying, "You mean Beauty? Maybe in the kingdom of vultures." The lecturer had to silence the class. Despite the mocking, Beauty remained determined to prove them wrong. She showed her classmates love and perseverance, putting extra effort into her studies and participating actively in popular campus clubs. She joined in the university sports team, excelling in relay races and the long jump. It didn't take long for her peers to recognize her brilliance. She excelled academically and became a prominent figure in her social clubs, known for her motivational speeches. In her second year, Beauty gained widespread recognition when she won a gold medal for the university in an inter-university competition. The once ignored Beauty had become a campus celebrity. She demonstrated that true beauty lies in character and ability, not just physical appearance. Her goal was not only to change her university perception of her, but also to challenge the stigma against people with different looks and body types and shift the focus from physical appearance to true beauty. To further her cause, Beauty joined student politics and became active to become the first female student union government president at her university. She organized tutorials and an advisory body for new students and those struggling academically. With support from her social club, by her fourth month, Beauty was voted the most influential student at the university. On one fateful Wednesday, a man named Sheyi, accompanied by Oyin's mother and 2 other elderly men from the village, walked into Oyin's restaurant requesting to see her. They asked Oyin's staff, Bola, please, we are looking for Oyin. Bola asked them to sit while she went to call Oyin. Upon seeing Oyin, one of the men in his early 40s knelt on her feet, pleading for her forgiveness. Oyin, looking surprised, asked her mother, Mother, what's happening? Why are you here? Why is everyone looking remorseful? Why is he begging me? Please, I'm scared. Tell me, what happened? Oyin's mother cleared her throat and began, Oyin, it's a long story. You see this man kneeling in front of you is the father of your daughter, Beauty. Oyin, shocked, burst into tears and anger, commanding Seyi to stand up and leave her shop immediately. Her mother and the 2 elders joined to plead with Oyin on Seyi's behalf. Oyin, you have the right to be annoyed, judging from what this man made you go through after assaulting you at a tender age. The man you are looking at here is suffering. He has been begging for the past 2 months now before I agreed to follow him to see you. His 2 wives left him when they discovered he couldn't father a child. Everywhere he went for a solution, they always told him he needed to seek your forgiveness. He never knew you had his child, not until he saw the picture of Beauty with his striking resemblance. He also confessed to being sponsored by your stepmom, Titi, who is now a shadow of herself. Seyi still on his knees, with tears rolling down his eyes while begging for Oyin's forgiveness. Please forgive me, Oyin. I have suffered for the pain I caused you. I hardly made headway. Even my friends who committed the atrocity together are now in prison, serving jail terms for robbery. Please forgive me. If you don't, I will just end my life, as I can't function as a man without your forgiveness. Oyin felt pity for Seyi and asked him to sit down. Oyin said she would tell Beauty about him and would leave her to decide whether she would accept him or not, as she is now an adult. Oyin told Beauty about her father, Seyi. Beauty was reluctant at first, but had no choice but to forgive her father, though she insisted she could only visit him and couldn't live with him. Beauty began campaigning for the position of student president, the highest student political position at her university. Her campaign faced numerous challenges, from financial difficulties to opponents mocking her appearance in an attempt to force her to abandon her ambition. Fortunately, her department, friends and social club members rallied to support her financially and help with her campaign. As the election day approached, the race grew tighter and more intense. Beauty struggled to balance her political aspiration with her academic responsibilities, often sacrificing sleep to keep up with both. 2 days before the election, the contestants were asked to present their manifestos to the student body. Each contestant took the podium and made various promises. When it was James' turn, one of the major student presidential candidates, he spoke about his plan if elected. However, he also took a jab at Beauty, saying, "This campus is filled with attractive people, both male and female. How can we allow a poor vulture aspire to lead us?" His comment angered many of Beauty's supporters, but James' supporters cheered loudly. Now, it was Beauty's turn to present her manifesto. She approached the podium with confidence, a smart black suit reflecting her determination. She began, "My opponent's insults remind me of why I'm running. I'm tired of superficial leaders who prioritize image over substance. I'm tired of exclusionary politics that marginalize those who don't fit the mold. As your president, I will ensure our union celebrates diversity in all its forms. I will fight for inclusivity, equity, and justice. Don't let my face fool you. I'm the Beauty this campus needs. A leader with heart, grit, and a commitment to serving you. I stand here not just as a candidate, but as a representative of resilience and dedication. Let's focus on who can bring about real change and who will fight for every one of us. Vote for a leader who stands strong despite the odds. Vote for me. Beauty's powerful speech resonated deeply with the crowd, earning her a thunderous applause. Her opponent's attempt to discredit her had backfired, and she gained even more supporters. James, her main opponent, felt defeated as Beauty's resilience and courage won over the hearts of the students. On election day, Beauty emerged victorious with a landslide win, becoming the first female student union government president in the university's history. Her name was on everyone's lips, and her impact was felt throughout the campus. During her tenure, Beauty prioritized student welfare, eradicated intimidation, and championed inclusivity, equity, and justice. Her dedication earned her outstanding academic achievements, graduating as the best in her class. After university, Beauty continued advocating for women's empowerment and societal development. She became a renowned lawyer and advocate, earning national recognition. Beauty's personal life blossomed as well. She married a supportive and handsome accountant who admired her strength, resilience, and wisdom. Together, they had two beautiful children. Her impressive career culminated in her appointment as Minister of Women's Affairs in her country. Beauty's village, Molowo, celebrated her triumphs with grand festivities whenever she visited. Her mother, Oyi, beamed with pride, knowing her daughter's struggles had paid off. Though Oyi's dream was cut short, but she made sure her daughter achieved everything she could not achieve. Beauty's story inspired countless individuals, especially women, that self-confidence and resilience could overcome any obstacles. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. If you watch up to this moment, please like, subscribe, and drop a comment. What do you think about this story? And I will also like to know where you are watching from. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in another story. Till then, bye for now. Stay positive and blessed.